Hi everyone, hope you are well. So we're going to start from the top with this week's energy forecast. So obviously we've just experienced the new moon in Gemini. Very nice for me as a Gemini myself. Also, if your zodiac sign is Sagittarius, it will also benefit you as well. Fantastic for me because my zodiac sign is a Gemini, but my ascending sign is a Sagittarius, so it's a win-win really for me, but obviously not the same for everyone. Also what we've had this week, we've moved into Gemini season. We have seen the Pleiadian portal being open, so we have had access to much more high vibration love, but it's for a lot of people it's been a very strange one to navigate these new energies, so some people have really struggled with it. I myself, even though I was moving into the season I would normally operate under, the energies have been up and down for me, whereas some other people have just gone with the flow and been open to those love energies flowing in. So you may have had a difficult week, or you may have had a good week. I basically found that it was a bit like Marmite, you know, you either love it or you hate it. That has been people's experience. You've either had an okay week, a good week, or you've had a bit of a funny week. So it depends where you are sitting. So moving into this coming week, on the 28th of May, Mercury will be entering Cancer, which is where it will stay until the 4th of August, which means we are going to experience a Mercury retrograde under Cancer sign. So it's going to be very emotional, quite watery, and very much centered on how we are expressing ourselves with our emotions. So we're probably going to find that being a bit of a stumbling block, because as a Gemini, Mercury is my ruling planet. It's going to be a tricky one for a lot of Geminis, and it will be for anyone who's a Virgo as well, because Mercury is also their ruling planet, and Virgo is my moon sign, so I'm going to have a lot of fun, obviously. So but I try and Mercury retrograde isn't something that we should always fear and go into absolute panic over. It just means we need to be more prepared and plan and slow down. Not everything has to go at 100 miles an hour. So so there is always that to bear in mind. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. So with Mercury being in Cancer from this week coming, instead of it being a quantity thing, you know, it isn't about I've got this, I've got that. It'll be a quality. It'll be the things you have, even if it's not much, it'll still be good. Our thoughts, our communication are really going to become centered around our emotions, our feelings, and us operating from a much more instinctive place, an intuitive place, and on such a deeper level. So it isn't going to be about the superficial and the artificial. It's going to be the really deep down, that stuff that's in our heart, it's in our souls. So and you know, our interests are going to be more centered around what we're interested in, and less with what society or the general populace is interested in. So so that is quite a good thing, really. People will be finding their own niches and probably more happy to express that as well, and more comfortable. So after that, 2 days later, we will be in the first quarter moon on May 30th. Now that will reach its peak at 4:27 AM, certainly in Carlisle. It will differ from whatever part of the world that you are in. As I said earlier, Gemini and Virgo are ruled by Mercury, and both are mutable signs, meaning that they are associated with adaptability, flexibility and sympathy. So as the shift comes from the new moon, and it's been around, was working from a new moon jumping into a quarter moon, which are both mutable signs, it is really going to be, there's going to be strong ties between those two things, as there normally is, but it's really going to be centered around sharpening our minds, our mental acuity. You'll be looking to make improvements in your work, in your businesses, your schoolwork, your studying, your education. And this really will have strong ties with whatever you've set as an intention under the light of the new moon. So this will be a time to really be putting those plans behind the intentions and manifestations. It's all well and good us sending our wishes and our manifestations out, but there does have to be an element of work put in there. Yes, we need to allow ourselves to go with the flow, which Geminis are usually about, quite adaptable, quite flexible, so there is an amount of give and take, but we can't be too loosey-goosey with it either. We've got to be able to say, well, this is what I want, how am I going to get there? So for me, what I did for this new moon, in my new moon circle, I set the intention for working for my wedding. My wedding is set to take place on the 12th of September 2020. Now obviously with things that are going on in the outside world, that's becoming a bit precarious. The events that have been planned to celebrate my hen or bachelorette party, they've kind of all been knocked on the head. The date's being held in case we can go and celebrate in some other way, but obviously what we had planned is no longer going ahead. So for me, that's about ensuring things go ahead as me and my partner had planned. So yeah, that's where I'm working with my intentions this new moon. So our angel of the week is Michael. So Michael is supporting us this week with our dreams. He's cutting away cords and the negative attachments for anything that stands in our way. He's using the fire to cleanse all the obstacles that were blocking the way, and by him cleansing it, it's allowing us to heal it as well. So it's just allowing us to move forward with our dreams and start to build a practical plan for your future, because we are working with some quite grounded energies come this week. There's a bit of wateriness about them, but very much about having that practical, grounded plan of attack. This is signified with a combination of the earthly energies with the air energies, so it's really time for us to start speaking and creating our dreams into reality. So instead of saying, I'm not going to have this, I'm not going to have that, speak with kindness, speak like you've already got it, that it's yours, this is something that's going to happen, that it's a matter of fact that it's going to happen. So if you would like to call on Archangel Michael, you can invite him in by saying, directly connected to the divine and all that is, I call on Archangel Michael for assistance. Please come in and connect with me now. I ask for your protection, upliftment and inspire me to live in alignment and with my highest good, because alignment is where we need to be. So our goddess of the week is Freya. She is a Norse goddess, often depicted in a chariot pulled by cats, particularly over the Rainbow Bridge. So, Freya has stepped forward to inspire us, to step forward, to live our dreams, make our plans and bring them into reality. This is not a time for us to be playing small or hide in the shadows. When we play small, we hurt ourselves, ultimately. And nobody benefits from it, because then all those things that hold you back and make you play small, that means people don't get to see your full potential, and they can't learn from you, they can't be inspired by you. So go deep this week. So this is going to be a time really for pursuing what matters to you, what you're passionate about on a heart and soul level. So commit to yourself and the dream this week. Signs that Freya might be working with you could be the appearance of cats or rainbows, or the number 7, which is actually our number of the week as well, because of the rainbow. The rainbow is strongly linked with our chakra system, and there's 7 chakras, main body chakras anyway, and it is a highly angelic number as well, so it's quite nicely linked in all that way this week. The rune of the week, the message for the rune of the week, here it is that the wheel is gradually turning, changes are coming forward. Some of you may feel like they've come out of nowhere, and some of you have been watching and waiting for these changes to happen, and these will have long-term effects, massive long-term effects. Just remember that, like the seasons, change is a part of life. We can't stop that. We can't change it. So don't put up the walls and resist it. Just allow it to flow. Feel into it, because you will fall into alignment when you flow with it. So that is our rune of the week, and our colour of the week is brown. Brown is bringing a real sense of stability and grounding. So if you need to call on any knowledge or wisdom this week, particularly that's going to be focus on keeping you calm, centered, or how you can be practical in the pursuit of any of your dreams or of the truth as well, this will be the colour to call on. This colour can bring actually quite a lot of comfort, and if you're trying to bring a sense of longevity to any of your plans, you could really benefit from infusing this colour into anything you do. So if you were wanting to plant your dreams, you could actually get a crystal, program it with your intentions for what you're wanting to manifest, what you intend to bring forward into your reality, and get this crystal and plant it in the soil. So I would recommend something like quartz, which is quite hardy, for that reason. Clay quartz would actually be a really good one, because it's hardy, it doesn't get damaged by water, and it's a transmuter, so it will take it and allow the energy to pass through it. You could also use something like tiger's eye as well. That would be really good, because it's got the abundant energies with it, as well as those protective grounding energies as well. So that would be another beautiful one to use. So yeah, and our number of the week, as I was saying before, is the number 7. Now there's number 7 is all about the pursuit of truth, and truth is like a really big theme, as we've seen it kind of running through a couple of things this week already. So this week we need to be curious, ask questions. How can you grow? How can you change? Is there something you've always wanted to know, do, or learn about? Feed that inner child curiosity. because kids are always hungry to know more, you know, why is that, why do we do that? So feed that a little bit more this week. Expand your mind, expand your consciousness, and find the deeper meaning of your life. And finally, our crystal of the week is, lapis lazuli. This is my raw piece. My tumbled piece is currently in a crystal grid that I've made for a friend. So to help that particular friend remember that they are the goddess, because it's a really wonderful stone for tapping into those goddess energies actually. But for us this week, it's time for us to step into our divine purpose. This is different for everybody, because our life plans are all different, because we all have different skills and we all have lessons that we've learned in the past, and we've got different lessons coming forward for us. This is about us aligning our soul plans and lessons this week. So we get that from the truth and alignment. So these are two big themes for us this week. Our minds are expanding and aligning with our own authentic truth. So this is really a wonderful stone for asking to see the truth. So if there are situations that you are confused about, and sit with this and just put it out to the universe and ask to see the truth about this situation. Also about us increasing our awareness of that connection, and also for setting intentions as well. So that is the energy forecast for the week. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and hope to see you soon.